So I'm going to start by talking about how we got to where we are today and what some of the growing trends are that have led us up to this moment. And then I'm going to talk about what does that practically mean for all of us as business leaders and as employees and as colleagues. So let's talk about the journey that the world has gone on over the last century and over the last few decades. The economy of the last century was primarily based on natural resources, industrial machines, and manual labor. And this was a zero-sum economy. This was one controlled by companies. If someone else had an oil field or a factory or an asset, then you didn't have that. And so the engines of wealth creation were pretty finite, and companies really treated their roles as being hoarders. You would try to go out and get as many of these assets as possible so that you could grow faster than everyone else. Today's economy is very, very different. We've gone from this zero-sum industrial economic model to a model with exponential growth, and that is a knowledge economy. The greatest resources in this era are knowledge and ideas. And these are resources that are renewable, they're unlimited, they are available to everyone. The interesting thing is the nature of work and being an employee has also changed dramatically because of that overall economic shift. 2020 was a year that felt like a decade. And that's exactly why we're having this conversation now. In the last year, every company basically had to become a fully remote one. Now, a lot of companies are starting to make the journey back towards normality. But what does normality mean? The new normal, that old cliche, looks like some sort of hybrid model where we spend a bunch of time engaging remotely and virtually, and then we spend some time gathered together in person. But jumping into that future without any preparation, I always think of it as almost like time travel. We move 10 years into the future overnight. And that kind of jump without a lot of preparation had a lot of shortcomings. People are really burnt out. I'm sure this is a thing you've been struggling with a lot of your top performers. Research shows that office workers in the US and Europe and Australia who are working remotely are working on average 2 hours longer every day than before the pandemic. So in a world where everyone from bank workers to journalists to farmhands to countless other roles will be coming to an end or will be redefined, what's that going to look like? I think, even if you're not thinking just about those specific roles, it means that a lot of other industries and roles that you've never really thought about are suddenly about to have a knock-on effect on society and on your organization, because the economy and society are going to have to be entirely reconfigured to do with that. By 2025, the World Economic Forum reckons that about 85 million jobs will be replaced by AI. I think the first thing I'll say is there's mostly no right or wrong way to do any of this. There are only choices. And the only obviously wrong choice, I think, is thinking there's an obviously right choice. If you want to sell your population of employees on a particular approach, you need to help them long for that endless immensity of the sea, all the possibilities and the opportunities that are going to be opened up by that model. You are not just creating a set of rules because you need to opt for one of these things, and this is just the approach that you've ended up on. This is the right approach, which is going to make life better, and it's going to make us a better company. You've got to sell people on that vision. Understand that the future of the workplace is really a conversation about the future of teams. I sum it up this way. In a world of ever greater complexity, where all of these challenges and opportunities are coming at us faster every day, you want to add as much cognitive diversity to your organization as possible. It's just going to make it easier to navigate all the new challenges coming at us every day from all over the world. And it will mean that you come up with new solutions and you have the ability to engage with a lot of different clients. And that's just such a critical piece of this global future. So those are my key observations. All of this is entirely open to be challenged. All of you can tell me far more interesting things, and you all have plenty of fantastic examples of how you are delivering the future of work right now. So these are just some observations from my own perspective, and I'm really excited for our conversation. So thank you very much.